Central Java with the Indonesia Rex Club, the Indonesian Hollander Club for our mini show. It is my great honor to be here amongst the fellowship of Kerichi. And I know that education is what we want to do at this show. So please ask any questions. Please feel free to. I am here to assist the rabbit hobby in Central Java. I'm just so proud of how the hobby is strong here.
Untuk ngecek apa tulang Holland loop yang baik itu biasanya dari kaki belakangnya. Kita bisa melihat panjang kaki belakang, telapak kaki belakangnya itu panjangnya nggak terlalu panjang, terus juga melebar, tebal, ke kanannya itu ke kanan kirinya lebar, jadi nggak tipis ataupun terlalu panjang. Kalau terlalu panjang pasti susunan tulangnya juga akan terbawa.
Okay. So those are the building blocks, the foundation of the type of Holland: the head, the crown, the ear, the short body, the hind quarter, the chest, and the front limb. Also, Hollands are a posed breed with the head up on the shoulder. So if all of those building blocks are correct, the Holland will pose naturally, natural pose. No, I don't have to hold the head, it just stays. This is very correct type Holland with a good headset naturally. Very many Holland faults are those with a low headset. You can try to set the head and it's going to just drop right down. This one, you want a rabbit with a deep shoulder, wide shoulder, and this is a correct structure where the rabbit will pose very easy, very natural. If the head is low, it will never pose naturally. You'll have to always hold it and then it'll drop down.
Kalau dari sudut pandang Scott, untuk kita membentuk suatu puzzle Holland yang sempurna atau yang minimal baik, Pak, itu saran seperti apa yang bisa diberikan kepada breeder-breeder? Misalnya aja tadi dikatakan hind quarternya harus lebar. Apakah hind quarter itu diturunkan dari genetik induknya atau seperti apa? Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, untuk ini kan broken tooth. Terus untuk di Holland broken seperti apa yang diperbolehkan atau yang baik untuk show?
When you breed Holland, first of all, Hollands are very good. Everybody loves the head, the crown, but they're also very difficult to breed. Even in America, we say you can have Grand Champion sire, Grand Champion dam, breed them and have pet shop.
Yes.
In drag. In Holland, we try. We try to breed. If you have a weakness in type, so if you have pinch, only breed to full hindquarter to offset the fall. Now the babies in a Holland, you will have the offspring, some will be pinched, some will be a little better, some will be more correct. You have to select for the most correct in the litter in Holland. Yes. So, okay, in the ARBA Holland Lock Standard, color, only 4 points for color. Now, so a tort or a blue or a black, solid, 4 points for the color. Now in broken, then we have 2 points for color, 2 points for pattern. So color becomes even less important on a broken. So there really is no ideal perfect broken as long as it has a butterfly and the ears have color. Ideal is a more blanket pattern like this, but Charlie with the spine marking, maybe a few dots, you can show, but it's not as appealing visually as a broken with a nice blanket pattern. But any broken, as long as enough color and as long as butterfly and ears is okay. But because only 2 points, not a lot of focus on the points. But ideal is like this for me, very appealing to the eye with a good amount of color in with the white. This to me is very ideal pattern.
Pose proper dari seekor bulan. Jadi dia bisa dilatih, bisa, maybe he can learn, but tapi tidak akan proper ketika tubuhnya punya struktur yang baik.
I think breeding rabbits, you have to change your mindset. We get attached emotionally sometimes to a rabbit and we want to breed it, but we'll never progress because we're just multiplying the traits that are not ideal. While he has a nice crown, I'll admit, it's slipped. But for my breed, if I were breeding, I wouldn't use him because he has way too many tight faults. Even though the crown is deep, that's a good quality. The head is fairly round, that's a good quality. Those are only 2 good qualities. Others we see narrow shoulder, long body, longer ear, narrow overall body. That's already 5 faults that you don't want to perpetuate in the offspring. Okay, so it's very difficult because we get attached to certain ones, but we need to learn if we want to have very good type or be very successful at the shows, then we have to learn to say, okay, I won't do this. Okay. So at 3 months, evaluate your litters for teeth. You want to make sure the teeth are correct. I also put into maybe the sun and watch the eye, look at the eye to make sure there are no spots in the eye. Oftentimes, if you think you see a spot, open up the eyelid. The very top part will be a notch. This one doesn't have it. A notch where instead of rounded at the top, it does a notch. And the thought is that notch sometimes traps air or rubs the eye, and then a little spot will occur. That is genetic. So if you have a very nice buck, like the first one, and you breed to everything, and you didn't check, and it has a spot, many of your babies will then have a spot. So it's very important for your herd buck, the buck that you're going to breed a lot, really make sure no eye spots, and you have to sometimes really look through the light, really rotate that eye, look at both eyes. Be sure you're not seeing a reflection, but you're seeing a little eye spot. Then the bucks, especially at 3 months old, really check for split penis. And many splits are missed because it's very down at the base where it opens up like a doe almost, the base of the penis. Oftentimes it happens to many Holland breeders, even myself. We will sex a rabbit at 8 weeks and looks like a doe and say, oh, a doe, put it in a cage, name it a pretty name, like, a pretty girl name. And then at 3 months, 4 months, we go to show, DQ, split penis, because then the actual penis developed, and then when you open it, you're still seeing the opening like a doe, but then it had grown testicles. So at 3 months, really check, really open up to make sure not split penis, because if you have a herd buck that has a split penis that you did not discover, and you breed it to all the does, that will perpetuate all those, not all, but many of those babies will also have split penis.